These are the 15 greatest pound-for-pound boxers in boxing history. 15. Jimmy Wilde, the Mighty Atom. 131 wins, 98 by KO, 3 losses, 1 draw, 7 no decisions. World Flyweight Champion 1916, 1923. Why he's here. Incredible 96% win percentage in 135 recorded fights where a result was rendered. Astounding power puncher who scored 98 career knockouts despite never weighing more than 110 pounds. First universally recognized world champion of the flyweight division. Second longest reigning champion in division history. Likely fought in hundreds more unrecorded bouts as a carnival performer. Scored 16 consecutive KO wins between March 1915 and April 1916. 14. Floyd Mayweather. 50 wins, 27 by KO, 0 losses. World Junior. Lightweight Champion 1998, 2002. World Lightweight Champion 2002, 2003. World Welterweight Champion 2006, 2008, 2013, 2015. World Junior. Middleweight Champion 2013, 2015. Why he's here. The most skilled defensive fighter of his generation. One of only 2 men to win lineal championships in 4 weight classes. Retired undefeated in 50 professional bouts. Participated in all of the top 4 grossing pay-per-view boxing events in history. Went 14-0 against Hall of Famers and lineal world champions. Defeated Manny Pacquiao in long-awaited showdown with the other 4-division champion. 13. Archie Moore, the Ol' Mongoose. 185 wins, 131 by KO, 23 losses, 10 draws. World Light Heavyweight Champion 1952, 1962. Why he's here. Devastating puncher who developed unique ring craft while fighting from the 1930s into the 1960s. Scored more KO wins, 131, than any other fighter in history. Longest reigning light heavyweight champion in history. Was 39 years old when he won the title, making him the oldest champion in history up to that point. Did not lose title in the ring, but moved up in weight at age 49. Only man to fight both Rocky Marciano and Muhammad Ali. 12. Ray Leonard, aka Sugar Ray Leonard. 36 wins, 25 by KO, 3 losses, 1 draw. World Welterweight Champion, 1979, 1980, 1980, 1982. World Junior. Middleweight Champion, 1982. World Middleweight Champion, 1987. Why he's here. Eye-catching combination of speed, power, skills, and charisma. First man to win major belts in 5 weight divisions. Only member of the 4 Kings to have beaten every other member. By far the biggest non-heavyweight draw of his generation. Successful comeback after 5 years of retirement to take middleweight title from dominant champion Marvin Hagler. First man to defeat Thomas Hearns. 11. Ezard Charles, the Cincinnati Cobra. 93 wins, 52 by KO, 25 losses, 1 draw. World Heavyweight Champion, 1950-1951. Why he's here. Amazingly well-rounded fighter who was virtually flawless in his prime. Won World Heavyweight Championship, but was at his best at middleweight and light heavyweight. Won all 3 of his fights against light heavyweight legend Archie Moore, the last by KO. Only man to last a full 15 rounds with Rocky Marciano. First man to beat Joe Louis in 14 years. Won 20 bouts against Hall of Famers and world champions. 10. Benny Leonard, the Ghetto Wizard. 90 wins, 70 by KO, 6 losses, 1 draw, 118 no decisions. World Lightweight Champion 1917, 1923. Why he's here. Masterful ring generalship, rugged champion's heart, and impressive power made him the longest reigning lightweight champion of all time, even during the division's most talented era. One of the most beloved little fighters of all time, and an idol to millions of Jewish people in his era. Tendler fight drew 60,000 fans to Yankee Stadium. Would have won the welterweight championship had he not been disqualified. Engaged in 25 bouts against Hall of Famers and world champions. Only stopped twice in 215 fights. 9. Roberto Duran, Hands of Stone. 103 wins, 70 by KO, 16 losses. World Lightweight Champion 1972, 1979. World Welterweight Champion 1980. Why he's here. Made lightweight division record 12 consecutive title defenses, 11 by KO. Became welterweight champion when he dealt Sugar Ray Leonard his first loss in classic grudge match. Fought in 5 separate decades, from the 1960s to the 2000s. One of the few fighters of recent decades to accumulate more than 100 pro wins. Great late career renaissance in the mid to late 1980s, winning belts in 2 more weight divisions, the last one at age 37. 8. Sam Langford, the Boston Terror. 179 wins, 129 by KO, 31 losses, 40 draws, 61 no decisions. Why he's here. Dangerous combination of ring skill, durability, and punching power with a style far ahead of his time. Fought at every weight from lightweight to heavyweight, beating Hall of Famers and world champions at every weight class. Scored 129 career KO wins, the second most in boxing history. Engaged in 57 bouts against Hall of Famers and world champions, more than any other fighter. Won the segregated colored heavyweight championship 5 times. 7. Jack Johnson, the Galveston Giant. 53 wins, 34 by KO, 11 losses, 7 draws, 17 no decisions. World heavyweight champion, 1908-1915. Why he's here. First black heavyweight champion of the world. Brilliant master of defense and psychological warfare. Was denied title shot for years due to skin color and abilities, and was likely past his prime by the time he won the title. Beat all 3 of the other great black heavyweights of his time, Sam Langford, Joe Jeanette, and Sam McVeigh, when the white champions refused to face them. Only man ever to defeat heavyweight champion James Jeffries. 6. Willie Pep, Will O' the Wisp. 229 wins, 65 by KO, 11 losses, 1 draw. World featherweight champion 1942, 1948, 1949, 1950. Why he's here. Defensive marvel whose skills, head movement, and fleet footwork left him virtually unscathed for nearly a decade. One of only 2 fighters on this list to win more than 200 fights. By 1948, his record stood at 134 1-1, a record likely never to be matched. Was told he might never walk against following a 1947 plane crash, but came back to continue as a dominant champion. 4-bout title fight series with hard-hitting Sandy Sadler among the sport's most vicious rivalries, and saw Pep become a 2-time world champion. 5. Harry Greb, the Human Windmill. 108 wins, 48 by KO, 8 losses, 3 draws, 198 no decisions. World middleweight champion 1923, 1926. Why he's here. Natural middleweight who regularly beat heavyweights. Fought 56 bouts against Hall of Famers or world champs, the second most in boxing history. Ultra-aggressive, wild man fighting style thrilled crowds and outworked some of the best boxers ever. Only man to beat future heavyweight champion Gene Tunney. Engaged in an incredible 309 known prize fights. Likely fought the last 4 years of his career while blind in one eye, yet still very successful. 4. Henry Armstrong, Homicide Hank. 150 wins, 101 by KO, 21 losses, 10 draws. World featherweight champion, 1937, 1938. World welterweight champion, 1938, 1940. World lightweight champion, 1938, 1939. Why he's here. Only man to hold 3 division championships at the same time. This at a time when there were only 8 in the sport. Won all 3 championships against future Hall of Famers. Scored 27 consecutive KO wins between January 1937 and February 1938, one of the longest streaks in history. Nearly won a 4th division championship but was allegedly robbed in a fixed fight. Unrelentingly aggressive style thrilled fans and overwhelmed opponents. 3. Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber. 66 wins, 52 by KO, 3 losses. World heavyweight champion 1937, 1949. Why he's here. Arguably the most awesome puncher the sport has ever known, with a frightening combination of skill, hand speed, punching power, and killer instinct. Made 25 successful lineal championship defenses, more than any other champion in boxing history. Longest reigning boxing champion in history, nearly 12 years. Only the second black man ever to win the heavyweight title. patriotic American hero thanks to victory over Germany's Max Schmeling, service in U.S. Army, donation of purses to the war effort, and representation of hope for African Americans during segregation and the Great Depression. 2. Muhammad Ali, the greatest. 56 wins, 37 by KO, 5 losses. World Heavyweight Champion 1964, 1967, 1974, 1978, 1978. Why he's here. Unprecedented combination of charisma, talent, and controversial convictions made him the most famous and financially successful athlete of his generation. Virtually untouchable in his prime, thanks to excellent conditioning, uncanny reflexes, and superb footwork. Dominated 2 generations of heavyweights, including the supremely talented 1970s era. Only 3-time lineal heavyweight champion of the world. Won 2 out of 3 in legendary rivalry with Joe Frazier. Upsets of Sonny Liston and George Foreman shook up the boxing world. 1. Ray Robinson, a.k.a. Sugar Ray Robinson, 174 wins, 109 by KO, 19 losses, 6 draws. World Welterweight Champion 1946, 1951. World Middleweight Champion 1951, 1951, 1952, 1955, 1957, 1958, 1960. Why he's here. Near-perfect blend of power, speed, skill, durability, and showmanship. Won more fights against world champs and Hall of Famers, 25, than anyone else. By the summer of 1942, his record stood at 129-1-2. Only 5-time middleweight champion. Showed remarkable longevity, with his championship reigns spanning 14 years. Idol to Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and many others.